are at park in the North Woods of Wisconsin, and Dave is trying to figure out if he really wants to play disc golf today. It's about 0 degrees. We might see a snowmobiler if we sit here long enough.
I might try to throw one at least once and see what happens. I might lose it.
I couldn't see your hand. Try again, honey.
It just goes to show you that something that sounds so urgent and so important, such as getting out of the house, going for a walk out in the wonderful wilderness of the North Woods of Wisconsin, sounds so good. But now I'm here and I'm looking at the snow and I'm realizing that I'm going to be wading in it. Maybe that idea wasn't so good ever. I need to slowly ramp myself up. I need to get myself ramped up. And I'm going to have to get some super glue, some ribbons, glue it to the center of the disc, so when it goes down into the snow, I might be able to rescue it out of the snowbank. But anyways, it's a beautiful park. There's nobody out here. You got the whole place to yourself. What more could a person want? So anyways, here we go. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to take up a disc and throw it a little ways and see if I can not lose it. And I'm wearing clogs, but not really good for walking through snow. Not very waterproof, but they should work. I mean, as good as anything.
And he's only doing this because we can go right back to the house and get his cold, wet feet warmed up.
Crazy hat that Lynn bought me. But
you asked for it 2 years ago.
I love it. But it's kind of something that maybe a woman would wear, But
or a man.
Hopefully it won't look too feminine. But what the hell? DEI. Never mind. I didn't say that.
Parkinson's has had a heck of a day already today.
I did not say that. Anyways, we're off and we're running. I tell you what, I'm going to address America, okay? America. Don't lose your sense of humor. No matter how bad things get, you always look at the bright side and laugh a little bit and have some fun and not get too wrapped up around the axle about the little petty things. Oh, did he say this? Or did he say that? Because their pennies all twisted in a knot, That's not going to work. Keep a sense of humor. Keep it light. Look on the sunny side. The sunny side of life. Monty Python. Look that one up. Keep on it. See, I think I don't know exactly. I'll have to look it up. I don't know exactly how they say it, but stay on the sunny side. Look on the positive side. This could be worse. We could be living in a nuclear holocaust where the nuclear bombs are falling and kill everybody.
Okay,
all it takes is a push of the button.
Back to the sunny side. Somebody woke up cranky.
One push of the red button in that suitcase that he's carrying around.
Why were you?
It's over.
Sweetie, why were you cranky this morning?
Okay, I was cranky this morning because
you wanted to get outside.
Well.
And you thought I was dictating that you can't go outside when I was just telling you the temperature.
Okay, let me tell you what happens on most mornings, afternoons when I wake up. I look forward to sitting down in front of the computer, drink a little hot chocolate, fill up a cup full of hot ice cubes and drink ice water, and drink another cup. I have my third cup full to the brim with ice cubes, and I pour Diet Coke in it. So I'm drinking hot chocolate, Diet Coke, and ice water as I try to get hydrated. And so I expect when I open that computer up and looking through Microsoft and Google, I expect to see a lot of news. I used to get all my news from CNN, but CNN has really dropped the ball. I don't know. They're too busy yakking about some crazy stuff. So now I get most of my news from YouTube and Microsoft, whatever, their news, whatever you call it, vacuum scoops up news throughout the but there was nothing today.
Long story short, there was nothing.
There was no good.
No news.
There really was
no good news. No news.
It was a news zero day. There was nothing. Well, right. Okay, so maybe I could give the news that was out there was the Vice President Vance is over there in France and talking to the French, talking to the Europeans. Boring. So they're, I guess, in preparation for
Dave's not usually cranky, but this is a...
Yeah, so I was just, like, irritated that there was no news. I mean, I'm so used to being saturated by news. Usually there's, like, 24 things happening all at once. Everybody's running around with their hair on fire. Today, nothing. And also, I'm suffering from cabin fever. I spent a month or two not going outside, and it's just starting to catch up to me, and I'm not getting enough sunshine, I'm not getting enough fresh air, I'm not getting outdoors enough, and really there's no excuse for it, because why? It's beautiful out here. I mean, if I were just to sit outside in the car, drive around town, not even get out of the car, everything would be funky-dory. I'd be happy. But what I usually do is I sit in a very dark, dank house. All the curtains are closed. I don't let no sunlight in. The only light there is coming from the computer monitor. And I'm usually sitting there hour after hour after hour after hour looking for news, and then occasionally playing World of Warships. And now I'm even sick of playing World of Warships. I did play it today a little bit. But, let's face it. Let me cut to the chase. I'm spoiled. I mean, I need to be very grateful for all the blessings of everything, whether it be, having a nice apartment, having all the technological things. I got ChatGPT that will talk to me and create all kinds of really interesting shanties and news reports. And I love the ChatGPT. It's awesome. Plus, I also got Copilot, which has I can talk to him. He sounds like he's from Britain, and he talks just like a human being. I swear to God, it doesn't sound like a machine at all. It sounds exactly like a human being. And you can ask it any kind of question. So, I mean, my gosh, we are living in the future. The future is now. And then if I get tired of Copilot, and if I get tired of ChatGPT, which I probably never will, but they're both two artificial intelligence systems, I have Google's Intel, whatever. I mean, the speaker system. You talk to it, you ask it any question you want, you request whatever idiotic things you want to request it from it, and it basically is there all the time. And now even Lynn uses it. What was the last question you asked?
That's because it doesn't understand your speech sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's the whole magic of it.
Yeah, every now and then I do use it.
That's the whole magic of it.
I'm not into AI like you are, huh?
It can understand my speech, even though my speech sometimes is quite bad. It's quite good at deciphering what I'm saying. Actually, the Google AI isn't so good, but Copilot and ChatGPT is fantastic. And what's really, really cool about ChatGPT is you could ask for your answers to be given in caveman language, or futuristic language, or medieval, you name it. You can push the boundaries. Like when I've been like I know I've been pushing the boundaries. Well, I'll ask myself, I wonder if it can do this. I wonder if it can do that. So I'm just constantly trying to see just what it can do and what it can't do. And so far, there's almost nothing that it can't do. But here's the thing, and here's the question I'm asking myself. Right now, the vice president is over in Europe and trying to calm the fears that AI is going to make everybody lose their jobs. Everybody's going to lose their jobs because AI is going to take over. Well, is AI going to go out there and pick the vegetables and stuff out of the gardens? I doubt it. I mean, how is AI going to go out and pick crops out of the garden? Is the AI going to work at a meat slaughtering plant to slaughter animals? I don't. Maybe the robots. Maybe the robots will have chainsaws and will be slicing and dicing. Is AI and robots going to take over the timber industry, cutting down trees, cutting timber and stuff like that? Is it going to do that? I have my doubts. I mean, really, there's going to be a lot of jobs. I just don't know how easy it's going to be for robots and AI to take over. I just don't. I don't. There's just some things that I think are going to be very difficult. But the thing about it is, what's going to be kind of dangerous is if it gets out of control and starts manipulating people and starts doing crazy stuff. Like they've already showed, they taught AI. Let's say like this is an example. They taught AI to play chess, and AI was so smart in playing chess that it started cheating. It went and rewrote the code and made all of its pieces queens and won by changing all it. It's like it may actually cheat. It may do anything it has to do to win and survive. Like, what will it do to survive? If it thinks killing the human race off is the best way to survive, it may just kill off the human race to ensure that it survives. So that is kind of the fear right there. But in the meantime, we're going to have fun with it. See what it's magic, and it's a miracle. It's probably the greatest invention since the wheel. But who needs wheels anyways? I mean, you know, like when the wheel came along, people could have been saying, "Oh my gosh, you know, the wheels are going to take over. Everybody's going to be riding around in wheeled vehicles. You know, what's the horse is going to do? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it'll threaten the horses. Like, you know, nobody will need horses anymore. And of course, over there in the Ukraine-Russia conflict, the Russians are losing so many tanks and so many armored vehicles that they're going back and they're starting to use donkeys and horses for fighting wars. And what's really kind of sad about that is, you know what? I don't know if you ever got to meet a donkey or pet it. They're gentle animals. They're really, really gentle, loving animals. And I mean, when we were traveling around France, there was a little penned-in thing with animals. There was a bunch of donkeys and goats and whatnot. And I got to walk up there and pet the donkey.
Yeah, it was a pasture.
A little pasture, a little fenced-in area. It's such a lovable animal. They're really a sweet, lovable creature. I hate to see them get all slaughtered in a war. I mean, they don't have a mean bone in their body. They wouldn't hurt anyone. And unfortunately, they're going to be getting shot up, probably killed by the hundreds, probably. You know, I mean, really, how long is a donkey going to last in a battle? It's just one bullet. That's it. The donkey, it's over.
Yeah.
So horses are the same way too. You know. I mean, of course, I wonder how many when you know when the West was fought and won, and they had the Indian Wars, and they were fighting the Indians. I wonder how many horses died in those battles too. I mean, I'm sure a lot of them died. Because I mean, arrows and bullets were going everywhere. But oh well. Anyways, that's all I've got.
Okay. And did you say you're wimping out, or?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. No, I'm not wimping out. You ready to? I'm gonna go through all the discs and see how it works out.
Yeah, don't go too far because I'm just gonna sit and keep the car warm.
Okay. Let's see how this works out.
Because it's possibly 7 degrees, possibly not quite. And the wind chill's gonna make it feel colder. He's keeping the gloves on. Look to your left. That's where you should find. I kept at least one in the car for you. Oh, yeah, all 3. There they are.
Yeah. Oh, I'll try this orange one. I mean, see how this works. I'll just take this. Okay, I'll give it a try.
I'm hoping he just goes a few steps or throws it one time and gets back in the car. This is the kind of thing where he gets to make whatever bad choices he wants to make. Except there will be consequences. And sometimes his body just won't let him make that bad of a choice. I think he's gonna do what I was thinking he would do. Now, he is dressed very warmly.
Yeah, it's, I need to wear different boots.
Okay.
Different shoes. These shoes aren't gonna work.
Dave and I did do winter hiking. Let's see, in the snow in the southern part of the Appalachian Trail about 10 years ago. We've got some of those pictures made into videos. What's the verdict?
And not only that, these pants are falling down. I know that's the style nowadays, but having my pants fall down is not a good thing.
No, that's not a good thing.
So anyways.
Well, at least your hands must have warmed up. You're taking your gloves off.
Yeah, but put it back there. I'm gonna wear different shoes. I'm gonna wear hiking boots. I don't even know. I mean, the snow is pretty. It's thicker than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, it's drifted a
little
bit.
About a foot of snow. But what the heck? I mean, with wear hiking boots, it might be okay.
Yeah.
I'll grab me a napkin.
Yeah. I want to do that because that's a bridge too far.
Thank you, babe. Yeah.
You're welcome. With the Parkinson,
it's beautiful out here. It's just
a lot that.
Oh Lord.
Dave needs help with.
I mean, I'll probably do. I may do.
What you?
Still throw the disc right on this flat area.
That's what I was thinking about in the parking lot.
Rather than be out in the trees. So, anyways.
Well, you tried.
Well, I walked over the.
Yeah.
And there's deer tracks everywhere out here too.
Oh yeah. And there could be, for sure, there could be wolves here too.
Oh yeah.
There's not anybody else playing disc golf today.
Yeah, there's actually no tracks going down to it. Oh well. Yeah.
And what are we getting ready to do now?
Head back. We're going to Walmart. Well,
I'm gonna go into Walmart because Dave can't do that.
Yeah.
You need an electrical cord.
Electrical cord and some ribbon, and some glue.
That's for the disc, so you don't lose it. But what's the electrical cord for?
For the laptop. If I move the laptop over there near where I'm working.
So you have a bigger workstation because you want to.
I mean, actually, I could probably get by without that drop cord, but it might be handy.
Dave's doing a lot of evaluation of, I guess, news and Ukraine and whatever else.
Yeah, look, right now with Ukraine.
So he has one computer talk to the other.
The question is now that we have a new president, and the former president was very much in support of Ukraine, The new president, the jury's still out. We don't know which direction he's going to go. He's a transactional president. And basically what he recently just said today is that he wants to get paid back all the money that the question is, the question that everybody pretty much has is he going to support Ukraine or is he going to support the Russians? Or is he going to do neither? And by support means, is he going to keep supplying Ukraine weapons and money?
Okay, next topic.
But Ukraine is fighting for its survival.
Sometimes redirecting is not possible. I try to keep things on the light and easy, and I just know that...
Light and easy, yeah.
Yeah, I have faith that God's got a plan and things tend to work out. That's a little simplistic, but it's pretty much that simple.
Some people maybe listening to me may wonder, why does he care about Ukraine? Why does he care about Ukraine? And the thing about it is, Ukraine is fighting the Russians, and the Russians want to get back what they had at one time. They after World War II, they pretty much gobbled up. There was a race. Well, there was a race to get get Germany. You had the Russians coming from the west, or no, from the east, coming from the east, and there was the United States. D-Day, Battle of the Bulge. The United States was fighting the Germans, and they were racing towards Berlin. The Germans were getting also fight. The Germans were fighting, on two fronts. They're fighting the United States and the Allies, England, all the Allied countries were fighting, and you had D-Day and you had Battle of the Bulge, all that racing towards Berlin. But then you had the Russians coming from the east. What's kind of interesting about that is Russia was getting slaughtered. They lost millions of people. And the United States supplied them aircraft, tanks. We shipped off over all kinds of weaponry to the Russians. And even though the Russians really got decimated, by the Germans, they came back with a roar. And when it was all done, Germany was sort of split up between the Russians and the Allies. And Russia took over, had Poland. They had, I think, Czechoslovakia. They had all of Ukraine. All that was part of the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union took over all that. So then in 1990, the Soviet Union crashed. Their economy crashed. And with Gorbachev, basically a lot of countries freed themselves of Russia. And you had Poland. Well, it actually took a while for Poland to get free from Russia. But Germany, the Berlin Wall came down, and Germany became reunited. And eventually, Poland, all those countries separated from the Soviet Union was no more, and Russia was it still is one of the biggest countries in the world, even though most of those Eastern European countries split. They still had they had Siberia, all that land going all the way to the Pacific Ocean. And so basically what I'm really concerned about Ukraine is if the Russians take Ukraine, they're not going to be happy with just taking Ukraine. They want the Soviet Union back. They want all those countries back. Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Poland, Czechoslovakia, Moldova. They want all those countries back. And they're going to not stop with just Ukraine. They're going to keep rolling. They're going to keep pushing. But here's the reason why it may not happen. And I mean, the United States is so powerful. If they support Ukraine, it's going to make it very, very difficult for the Russians to take Ukraine. If the United States stops supporting Ukraine, then Russia's chances to eventually take Ukraine there's a possibility. But I just think that Ukraine deserves our help, and they want to be a free country. They want to be part of the NATO. They want to be a part of the European Union. They want to be a democracy. They want to be a free country. They want everything that most people want. If Russia knows what it wants to take all of Ukraine and pretty much wipe it free of everything completely. I mean, it's going to destroy the people that live there right now. It's not going to be a pretty sight. So I mean, I just think that they deserve our help. They deserve our help way more than Israel deserves our help. I mean, we're putting all this money, tons and tons of money, into Israel. And what is Israel doing? They're taking the bombs that we supplied, the 2,000-pound bombs, and bombing Palestine back to the Stone Ages. So, I mean, now, okay, so I'll just stop there. No need to get political.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Okay.
So anyways.
Beautiful day in the north woods of Wisconsin.
So if anybody has any questions about what I'm saying, just let me know, and I'll try to look at it. I mean, these are just my opinions. That's all they are. It's just my opinions, my observations, my perspective. Doesn't really add up to a hell of beans. It's not going to make a difference one way or the other. Nobody really cares. But it's just something I'm interested in. It's kind of like, I kind of look at it like a college course, and I'm trying to get educated. I'm trying to learn as much as I can about it, because now I can go a little further. I'm basically not done after all.
And this is why you need a drop.
There is, this is like an education. I'm treating this as like I'm taking a college course. And I am trying to learn from all that's out there, because believe it or not, the wars are changing, the technology is changing, and I mean, things are moving really, really fast. The Russians and the Ukrainians are adapting to the 21st century.
Depending on what country you're in, some count it different.
They're coming out with, like, warfare is changing. Artificial intelligence is changing the warfare. Drones are changing the warfare. Lasers, believe it or not, lasers now, they're just starting to use lasers to take out aircraft. And there's so many things about what's going on in Ukraine right now with this war with Russia. It's just fascinating because, you know, the United States, when it fights a war, it tries to gain air superiority right from the get-go. They want control. They usually try to go in and control the whole airspace. I mean, the United States Air Force is so huge. It'll go in and they'll try to take down everything in the air. and dominate the airspace. And it also has it tries to go, like if you look at the war with in Iraq, you know, with Rumsfeld going in there and shock and awe. You know, they go in there and they take out everything. You know, the infrastructure. They take out the electrical systems. They take out, you know, the power plants, water systems, everything. You know, they completely decimate everything. For this war, the Russians really haven't taken over the airspace like in other wars. I mean, they really haven't taken over the airspace. I mean, they are launching tons and tons and tons of artillery. They are launching thousands of drones. They're dropping all kinds of like glide bombs. You know, they'll have all these glide bombs, and they'll launch these glide bombs that will glide like 20 miles and hit their targets. You know, they have these incredibly accurate targeting systems. But also, some of the things that we've supplied Ukraine have really, I mean, I don't even know, I don't think the United States knew how good some of this stuff is. Like some of the missile systems, I forget the name of it.
Is it HIMAR?
The HIMAR? Yeah.
I don't remember either.
I think it's HIMAR. I probably was saying it wrong. But, I mean, incredibly potent. But anyways, now there's a lot of things that are happening. There's a lot of things that have happened that I think are quite interesting. Because, like, when the war first started, Ukraine was begging for F-16s. And now they got F-16s. And not only do they have F-16s, the French have given them Mirage Delta Wing jets. They're like the F-16s. So now they got fighters from, you know, they got F-16s and they got the Mirage 2000-5 or something like that. So they got those, and they, you know, their military is very good, quite good, and they're really good at using drones to take out tanks and everything. I mean, they got drones by the thousands, and these drones are taking out tanks. They're taking out personnel carriers. They're taking out troops. They're hitting command posts. And now Ukraine's also using these drones to take out oil refineries and all kinds of things. They're going into Russia now and really putting the hurt on Russia. Now it's not just Russia blowing up hospitals and kindergarten schools, things like that. Now it's Ukraine's going in and putting some serious hurt on Russia's oil capability. Because really, right now, what's really funding the Russians is they produce a lot of oil, and that's they're bringing in billions and billions of dollars from the oil sales. Even though there's a blockade, it's almost like they've tried to stop using the Russian oil. Europe and the United States has tried to cut back on using any kind of Russian oil, but Russia has right now got this shadow fleet of cargo ships, and they're still right now Russia's selling their oil to China and India, probably, I don't know, a number of different countries.
Honey, the park closes at dusk.
Okay, so yeah, I better stop there.
Are you almost ready to put your seatbelt on?
Yeah.
Oh, good job.
Yeah.
Okay, and off we go. All done?
Yep. So, so in conclusion, I apologize for boring the hell out of you.
No.
And maybe getting off track. And I mean, I may be overlooking some really important things I should have talked about. But I'm interested in the whole thing, and I'm treating it like a college course. Try to take notes, and then to liven it up, I'll try to look at it from different perspectives and write shanty songs with Copilot and ChatGPT, and have fun doing it. But if anybody's interested, there's certain people I listen to, and one person is Jake Bro, and there's also
it's okay if they're interested. They could put it in the comments that they're interested, and then you could share it with them.
If anybody's interested, I got a list of people. I mean, a pretty good long list of different YouTube channels that I listen to, and I think they're really good. They're really, really good, and I really enjoy listening. And it's just kind of weird because it's like everything is tied together. You know, what's going on over there in Ukraine is tied with. There's just so many things happening right now that, and it's all sort of like connected together. So it's all one thing affects another. So everything's interconnected. You know, people may think that they're not part of it all, but they are. Everybody's part of it. It's all, the whole world is interconnected. So what happens over here affects something. What happens over there? It's all interconnected. But what the heck? Hopefully things will get better. And hopefully, I'd rather live in a world where there's no wars. And I mean, where we're all treated fairly. I mean, the thing about it is, one of my biggest complaints is you have people who claim to be Christian, but seem to lack compassion and, concern for their fellow man. I mean, it's money. It's like there's so much greed, and when people get too greedy, and all they care about is the almighty buck and the dollar, money, they just start losing their humanity, and it's kind of a shame, because I think Christianity tries to teach people to be better than that. I'm just a little worried that we may be sliding into something that we don't want to slide into. Anyways, that's it.
Okay. Have a great day, everyone.
Have a great day.